Chat, type locked in. This is what we're doing. So, I saw Moist Critical do a YouTube video where he ranked his top 50 games. And I went, that's a good idea. I'm going to fucking steal that shit. Because I also wanted to know what games I thought were the best games I've ever played. So, over the last, 2 days, I've gone through every single game I've streamed, every single game on my Steam list, and I tried to think back to, games I played when I was a kid on, the PS2 and the Wii and the GameCube and the OG Xbox, stuff like that. So, I went through all those. I listed them out in, which ones I thought would be in the top 50, and then I tried to reorder them in the best of my capabilities. Some of these are going to be, depending on the day, up or down 3-4 spots, right? I think the top 10, when we get to it, is more solidified. But, a game being my 48th favorite game is one day maybe the 45th favorite game and vice versa. So, just know they're in the top 50. I tried to order them from, 50th, 49th, 48th, and vice versa. We're going to go backwards to front, so number one will be last. But, yeah. Keep in mind, these are also the games that I've played. I'm not saying these are objectively the top 50 games of all time. I'm saying these are the top 50 games that I have personally played. I also made it a rule that I had to get at least 50% through the game. Because I know some of you are going to be upset that a few games, I'm going to spoil it. Subnautica's not on this list. Red Dead Redemption 2 is not on this list. They're good games, but I have not beaten them, and I have not played them enough to be able to say this is one of the best games I've ever played. I made it a slideshow. Moist Critical did this whole ranking website. I made a slideshow. So this is a presentation, effectively. And I want to hear your guys' opinions. But I want to say, please withhold asking me why something isn't on the list or is this on the list until the very end, okay? Because if you're going to go, is this game on the list? It might be. We have 50 games to fucking go through. Joe Bart, top 50 games. First, we have to go through honorable mentions. Now, these are games that I've played and I think are great, but they didn't make the top 50 list. I could have jammed a lot of games into this, but I just tried to pick a few that I thought would be kind of niche, cool picks that deserve a spot in recognition, but didn't make the top 50. Roblox, number 1. I think Roblox is a great game. I think it's basically a website or game platform that fosters game devs to make their own games. So you can't really rank Roblox by itself because it's not really an individual game. It is something that is a culmination of a million games. Why isn't Mind's Eye on this? Another honorable mention, Mind's Eye, obviously. No. Pico Park. I think this is a great chat game. Really aggravating. I really had a fun time playing it on stream, even though it was annoying. You could also loop Pico Park 2 into this. I think they're both great. Ready or Not, fun game. Outlast, great horror game. Contraband Police, one of the best sim games I've ever played. Mortal Kombat X as well has to be on this list. It was one of the most memorable Mortal Kombats that I've ever played. I don't think it's necessarily the best one of all time. It's one of the best ones that I've played. It's also nostalgic. I vividly remember writing down the final finishing move of every single character in the game so I could fucking use them whenever I won. But I still just sucked at the game. Also, RIP Knockout City. Knockout City obviously deserves a spot on this list. Definitely not top 50, but I think it needs to be known that that game was very unique, and I thought it was very fun. It was basically a dodgeball game that was, you know, just cool to play and required fast reaction times and some strategy. Sea of Thieves as well, behind the face cam on this list. Haven't really played it a lot, but I thought it was really fun when I did. And if you're wondering what this is the Sweet Life on Deck smoothie sim game. That was like a Flash game from 2009 or 10 or whenever that fucking game came out. Awesome. I had a blast playing it on my grandpa's Dell computer when I was like 10 years old, and I thought it was really fun. So, that is the honorable mentions list. Now, let's get into the top 50 list. We're going to be going 50 to 1, so we're going to be starting with number 50, the 50th best game I have ever played. Hitman. Specifically, Hitman 3. I think it is a perfect stealth strategy game. I have some points here that I'm going to rattle off, but I'll expand upon them. I think Hitman's really fun. I think you could have funny kills. You have so much freedom within the game to complete an individual hit however you want. So you have a mission, and sometimes there's like specific tasks that you have to use or weapons that you have to do. And I think that's also really fun because individual players can make their own levels. But more so, just the actual game itself is awesome. There's some story behind it. There's some lore, and you're obviously, you know, able to like kill people, change outfits, dump them in a fucking dumpster. You could kill them with poison. You could cut their head off. You could shoot them. There's a bunch of stuff you're able to do. We played it on stream. We played everyone on stream, and I thought they were very fun. So that's number 50. Number 49, Age of War. Now, this is the OG Flash game. I feel like I'm going to need to move my face cam, but there's going to be, like, text randomly depending on how big the image is. I'm going to move. This is what I'll do. This is what I'll do. This will fix it. Now, Age of War is an OG Flash game. And did you guys ever play this? I don't know if it exists anymore, but when I was in, like, elementary school, it existed. It was a fucking really fun game where you had a set amount of money and you went against a computer usually, and you progressed through time. So you could see here, this is the image that it grabbed. It's cavemen versus knights, and you would upgrade your base. So it would take like 20, 30 minutes to play a match, and you would start out as cavemen, and then you would upgrade to like the Stone Age, and then you would go even higher to like knights, then you would go to the military, then you would go futuristic. It was like tabs? No, not really. You would just run. It was a 2D game where you like picked what troops you wanted, and you would try and like, you could have spear throwers behind like mammoths and stuff. So in that sense, yeah, I think this was like maybe a precursor to tabs, but just a great fucking game. When you talk about Flash games, a lot of Flash games are simplistic and quick. This game was like an introduction to strategy for a lot of people, and you got into it at a young age. You were playing it when you were 8 years old, and when I tell you it was a blast, I would play it today. It was that good. And nostalgia. Number 48, Jack Smith. I want you to know we're getting the Flash games out of the way. I think these are heavily nostalgia based, and you know, modern, is this like peak for its time? Yes. And I even now I would play it. I remember being in high school looking for this game and not being able to find it. If you don't know what Jack Smith is, you're basically a donkey you're a blacksmith. That's what's Jack Smith. You're a donkey that's a blacksmith, and you make weapons for people that are other animals, and they go and attack, and you loot, and you get more money and items, and you're able to make better weapons over time, and it's really fucking fun. It was like an OG sim game. You would pound the metal in, and depending on how accurate you were was how good they could wield the sword and how effective they were in battle. You can make a bow that was strung very well or very poorly. It's on Steam. You're lying. You're lying. Oh my god, it's on Steam. Oh my god, they came out with it a month ago. Oh my god, they came out with it a month ago. Stop. I'm buying it right now. We have to play it on stream one day. I haven't played this game in so long. Oh my god, it's so good. It's so good. Like, they come to you. You have, like, they come to you and they're like, I need a sword. And they'll request specific things, and you craft them. You gotta string the bow perfectly. You can build maces, and you get powerful weapon parts, and they have to fight bosses, and you play till you lose, effectively. So, great game. Great game. All right, next. Number 47, Valorant. I didn't want to include this on the list. This is probably a lot lower than people, way too high. This is probably a lot lower than some people would rank it. This is probably a lot higher than some people would rank it. As a nod to the game, I have to include it. I've put hundreds of hours into this game. I don't play it anymore. I think the game sucks now. But if it was addicting enough for me to play the game on and off stream for hours and hours and rage queue, it deserves a spot. I had fun. I will say, it is one of, not the most, because we're going to get to that way later in the list, one of the best games for getting a kill. When you're talking about satisfaction, right? When you head tap somebody with a Vandal, and it goes, boom, boom, or whatever skin you had, the sound it makes is so fucking satisfying. Getting a kill in this game's amazing, and it holds a place in my heart. That's why I put that. I also made this when I was very high, so some of these things might not make sense. Number 46, Club Penguin. A great game, a great game. Everybody played it. Everybody played Club Penguin. I remember my password at the time was Chapstick123. I couldn't find my account. I don't even know if Club Penguin still exists. I had an attachment to my Puffle. I remember I had a red and black Puffle, and they were awesome. I remember the pizzeria was the best fucking place ever. Editor, throw up an image of the pizzeria. That shit was fun as fuck to be able to crank out pizzas fast as fuck. Everybody loved this game. You could customize your own skin. You had your own igloo. It was a very in-depth game for kids, and I thought it was very well made. And I remember when they were originally deleting it, it was very sad. Number 45, a PS2 game, Need for Speed Underground. The best audio track out of any Need for Speed game, IMO. They had Get Low by Lil Jon, and I thought I was badass when I played the game. I remember the car customization. It was really dim lights. The game was Need for Speed Underground. It was like underground racing. You would customize your car. I remember my older cousins played it, and I thought they were cool as fuck, and I remember when I played it, I thought I was badass. Very satisfying game. I actually played it I didn't play the whole game, but I played it for like 2 hours the other day. I ended up buying the game again because I was bored. And it was fun. It was still fun now. So I think that... obviously, this might ruffle some feathers. I think there's some good Need for Speed games as well that probably trump this. But this is just one that I played that I really enjoyed. Somebody said Holy Unk. I want to let you know, if your top... You can call me Unk all you want. If your top 50 game list doesn't have a PS2 game or older, you sound like a idiot Gen Alpha. I want you to know that. If, like, all of your top 50 games are games that came out within the last 4 years, you are horrible at telling me what games are good. Number 44, Clash Royale. I don't play it anymore, but when I tell you this is one of the best mobile games ever made, I've heard that it's very aggravating now, but Clash Royale was very addicting. It had a Gamba aspect to it that I really enjoyed as well, where you're able to buy, like, not cases, but chests to unlock characters. You have full control over your individual deck, which I think is awesome. You can look up YouTube videos. I also, think there's some great Clash Royale YouTubers out there. It's really fun to watch Clash Royale, surprisingly, as a mobile game. And not many mobile games do that. Most mobile games... maybe fun to play, not fun to watch. I think, you know, an example of that is Jinxie. Jinxie gets a lot of viewers playing Clash Royale, and it's an addicting game. And I had to include a few mobile games on this list because they do deserve their spots. Clash Royale, number 43, Pokemon Platinum. This is the only Pokemon on this list. I'm not saying it's the best Pokemon ever made. It is the only Pokemon I've ever played in its entirety. I had this on the DS. It was really fucking fun, and I think a Pokemon game deserves a spot, so I had to throw in Pokemon Platinum. I also think the starters were pretty good. Actually, I might have played one other Pokemon. What was the Pokemon that had Cyndaquil as a starter? I think I played that one. That was gold, silver, black and white. I don't remember. Anyways, this one had some pretty good starters. I love Chimchar, Turtwig, Piplup. Pretty good. Fun battles. And it's just a fucking Pokemon game, you know? Pokemon's always fun. Getting the evolutions, grinding out, you know, the specific team that you want. And the nostalgia of playing DS Pokemon and just over-leveling everything, never understanding what's effective and what's not, and just going in with level 90 fucking Pokemon against people that had level 35 and just fucking mauling them. So this was great. Number 42, the only FMV game on this list, full motion video, Late Shift. This is the best full motion video game I have ever played. It's basically a movie. If you don't know what FMV is, it's effectively a movie with multiple endings and multiple changes within the story. So instead of filming one movie start to finish, they film 10 minutes and then there's a choice. And then off of that choice, they film 5 different things. And then it goes down. And then off of another choice, they film 3 different choices. And Late Shift had a lot of variety and like 8 or 9 different endings, I think. They had a lot of endings. And it was cinema. When I hate using that word too much. It was fucking great. It was an action thriller. You were on your toes the whole time. It felt like I was actually just watching a copyrighted movie with my chat, and that was very fun. I would play it again. This is like one of the only FMV games that I would genuinely play again. Another honorable mention, Bloodshore. Kind of a meme one, but I remember that one being fun as well. Next, Buckshot Roulette. Love the Gamba aspect. I think it's any strategy game that also has chance and does it well is immediately like a top 200 game, because I just love the gambling aspect. I think Buckshot does it the best. Wait, I know a lot of people are probably saying too low. Yeah, I respect that. If you wanted to keep it higher, I get that. I think Buckshot Roulette is just, the music's great. I think not adrenaline, but I don't know. You feel fucking exhilarated playing the game, right? You're basically playing Russian roulette, but with items and strategy that can change your odds of winning. So you do have some sway, but at the end, there is some chance involved, and I love that. Great game. One of the newer games on this list, too. Number 40, FIFA 17. This is the only FIFA game on this list. I know a lot of people are probably going to say FIFA Street. I think that's an honorable mention as well. I didn't play it enough. FIFA 17 was the nostalgic FIFA for me. I think the music and the soundtrack, any of the songs in that soundtrack bring me back the second I hear them. I was also, this is the start of my gambling addiction, was FIFA 17. I remember buying the deluxe edition when this came out, and I fucking grinded the absolute hell out of it. I would play Ultimate Team nonstop, and it was so fun. And after this, I didn't buy another FIFA game because I probably poured $400 into this game and was dead fucking broke. I had no money. All the money I ever got, I put into FIFA 17. It was so fucking fun. I used to watch FIFA YouTubers. This game got me fully into the soccer space, and then I determined that I needed to get out of it. But it deserves its spot. This was the most hour. I had the most hours in FIFA 17. I think I played maybe FIFA 16. I think I played FIFA 19, but outside of that, I haven't really played many FIFAs. I played EAFC 24 as well, but, you know, that was just for, like, a bro v bro. Number 39, the first GameCube game on the list, WarioWare. This is the most underrated. Do they have this on the Switch? I don't know if they have this on the Switch. If they do, I need to fucking play it. This game has better minigames than any Mario Party minigame. It is stressful as all fuck. It reminds me of, like, what are those music-based, like, rhythm games that they come out with on Steam now? I see people play them on, like, TikTok Live. This is like a precursor to them, and it's like you kind of spawn through these levels. You can play it with other people too and go against them, and you have to like beat like individual bosses as you're playing, and it's just so fucking fun. It's so fucking fun. This game, you could play for hours on end. It was just actually peak. Number 38. This was like the best picture I could find of this game. Dishwasher Simulator. Now, hear me out. This game had a great premise, It had parkour. It had back rooms. It had everything. It had gambling. It had an upgrade-based system. It had strategy. It was scary. And it had a story. At the same time, this was like, when I played this game, you go into it going, oh, I'm just stuck in a room washing dishes. But it's so much more than that. You're trapped in a room. You have a computer that you buy things from that like progress your game, and you could slowly get out of there. There's a telephone where a guy informs you of what's happening and why you're stuck there, and he's trying to help you get out. And every day you have to go into an elevator that brings you to the back rooms to pick up dishes to clean to make money. And you can automize it. It's very similar to like the Minecraft Redstone automation vibe, and you could just fucking grind this game out. And then the ending is just a full twist. Like, you just start parkouring through laser mazes. It's so random and so fun. Number 37, Marvel Rivals. Now, this might ruffle some feathers. I love Marvel Rivals. I play Marvel Rivals in my free time all the fucking time. I think this game is amazing. I know some people are going to say it needs to be higher. A lot of people are going to say it needs to be lower. I think this is a great hero shooter. I think it blows Overwatch out of the fucking water. And if you say otherwise, I think you're just obsessed with Overwatch. I understand peak Overwatch is a different story. I just think Marvel Rivals gets it right. You could get into the game very easily, and you can get addicted to the game very easily. You could play your own role. I like the idea that you don't have to claim your own position. You're able to adapt depending on the individual setting and team that you're playing against. You can run triple support. You can run 2 healers. You can run 3 tanks. You can run 1 DPS. Hell, you could run 4 DPS, fucking 1 tank and a healer if you wanted to. You're probably going to lose the game, but you can do whatever. There's so much freedom in this game and strategy, and it's easy to climb, but hard to get really, really good at. Like, the best players are bounds above, like, Diamond and fucking, like, GM players. Was I sponsored by this game? Yeah. But I was also sponsored by Overwatch, and Overwatch isn't on this list. Overwatch is a good game. I just really like Marvel Rivals. Number 36, Wii Sports. I just wrote Wii Baseball carries, and that's it. I think Wii Baseball and Wii Boxing solo carry the hell out of this game. They're so fun. Playing this game when you were a kid, playing it now. I think the graphics, looking back at them, are terrible, but that also is what makes the game, you know, appealing. Honorable mention as well, Wii Sports Resort. I think it was a great game too. I just think Wii Sports Baseball was better. I also love when people speedrun Wii Sports. I love that competitive aspect of making a game that you would think would never be sped run, ending up actually having like a very competitive ladder to it. Bowling, I will say I think Switch Bowling's better than Wii Bowling, but also good. I just think Wii's a nostalgia game. It needs to be on the list. Number 35, Super Mario Sunshine. I know this is a highly hated Mario game. A lot of Mario heads and Nintendo pros do not like this game. I loved it. I played it on the GameCube, and I thought it was fucking amazing. The music, great. The vibe of, like, the tropical area. I loved that era of gaming where everything was, like, bright blues. And you just felt like you were on an island, and I really enjoyed that. I thought a lot of the mini-game levels were fun. The game was really random, too, which I enjoyed, but also aggravating at times. So, yeah, it was a good 3D Mario game. Number 34, Mario Party 4. I think this is the best Mario Party, and it's not even close. This Mario Party has great maps. It has great mini-games. It has the best mini-game as well, which is the book mini-game, the bookworm one, where the pages of the book are falling onto you, and you have to, you have to go through the gaps of the individual book pages so you don't get crushed. Is nostalgia playing a factor as well? Yes, but this game, I don't know, man. It was a very visually appealing game, too, and I really enjoyed that. I think outside of this, the new Mario Parties are great, but I don't know. I would probably rather play Mario Party 4 more than anything. Number 33. Mario Super Sluggers. The only note I had is bring it to the Switch. This is peak. The definition of peak. This game is actually fucking goated. I don't know why they haven't brought it to the Switch. I think this would perform amazing on the Switch. It is a baseball-based Mario game, and the team aspect is fire, where you could play, you could have, like, 2 defenders on the outfield that have to play with each other, and you could, like, jump up and catch balls that would be a home run. Each character has their own special ability when they're hitting and throwing, which is just so fucking fun as well. It's just a fucking great game. Like, I have no complaints about this game. Everything that's aggravating is an entertaining level of anger, and it still just brings you back for more. I would play this non-stop if it comes to the Switch. Number 32, the only VR game on this list, I think, Duck Season. It's also on PC. I think this is... I ramble about how I hate VR games a lot, and, you know, there's some VR games that do it great, like another honorable mention, FNAF Help Wanted. I just think this does VR in a way that's not unbearable. There's not full access movement where you're able to do anything you want, because that's just really fucking annoying. It's so scary, and the story's great. You're basically a kid that plays like a Duck Season minigame, and you're in the minigame and you start shooting these ducks, and there's like a weird like dog man dressed as a dog that's like stalking you and your family. And, like, every time you leave the game, he's there, and he might be behind you. He might be, like, to your right, outside, just waiting for you. And then he ends up in the game, and it's just it's such a fucking good game. It's Duck Hunt, but a horror game and in VR. So good. Like, this is bounds above any other VR game I played. Number 31, Bloons TD6. I think you have to just go with the newest Bloons. I think Bloons really just does get better every single Bloons game. I think BTD 6 is better than 5, 5's better than 4, 4's better than 3. It's just adding new shit. I don't play it anymore because when the lady at Micro Center wiped my SSD, I lost all of my progress in BTD 6, and I have no energy to, like, re-level all my characters. But there's just so many options, so many things, so many levels, so many bosses. It's on mobile and PC, which is great. It's, like, the most in-depth Bloons game. So, yeah, no, super fucking fun. And it was hype. Number 30, Clash of Clans. The best mobile game ever made, and I will fucking stand on that. I have been playing this game on and off since I was in 5th grade. Not Marvel Snap. Marvel Snap's an honorable mention. I forgot about that. Marvel Snap's an honorable mention. Haven't played it enough. It is a good deck building game, though. Clash of Clans, number 30. Could be a little bit higher, but I don't really think a mobile game can really surpass that of, like, the best PC/console games. But it's great, right? Strategy. You could play it for years on end. You could trophy push. You could loot farm. You could join a clan. You could play solo. You could do clan war leagues, clan wars, clan games. They have events. They have raid weekend. There's so many things. And I think now it's hard for new players to get into the game because there's so much that they offer. But they've also been doing a good job on reducing the amount of money things cost and time it takes to upgrade things over time. So, like, when I was in Town Hall 8, like, years ago, it would take 8 days for something to upgrade. Now, if you're in Town Hall 8, it takes, like, a day and a half. So you can scale quicker, which is awesome. Number 29. I think the most underrated game on this list. I actually kind of want to put it higher. Garden Warfare 2. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. This game was great. And they ruined Garden Warfare 3, and I hate them for that. I hate the devs so much. I don't know who the fuck took over PopCap or EA or whoever fucked Garden Warfare 3 up. But Garden Warfare 2... it had the Gamba aspect. You could play different variations of pea shooters and zombies, which was awesome. You had your own role that you played. It was literally a hero shooter, but Plants vs. Zombies. And it was fun. It was, kids could play it, adults could play it, right? It wasn't gory, but it was competitive. The packs were so fucking fun in the game. And it was just addicting to play. Like, this was one of those games that made me want to go home and play it when I was at school. I remember being like, fuck, I just want to go play Garden Warfare 2. Because it was so fun. And it had, like, their own survival world aspect where you could play with your friends and play like basically Call of Duty Zombies within Garden Warfare 2, which is awesome. I know the servers are still up. I've genuinely thought about playing Garden Warfare 2 another day. I really hope they just remake it. I don't even think that they need to add much else. I think they just need to remake the game. Maybe do some reskinning, like polish it up a little bit, re-release it for a fair price, and I'm telling you this game would fucking hit. It is amazing. Number 28, 12 minutes. This is a like Groundhog Day situation where you remember everything, but every 12 minutes the clock resets and you wake up and somebody comes in to kill you, and you're like learning about your wife and the lore of why you're stuck here and you're trying to get out of the simulation. Such a weird game. I played it so long ago. It was so fucking fun. Like, you would hide in the closet and wait to see what happened and who would die. You could kill your wife. You could do a million things, and every single one of them wouldn't fix the day, but it would give you more information about what to do to fix the day, and make it so the day wouldn't reset every 12 minutes. Number 27, the best Fears to Fathom game here. Fears to Fathom, Ironbark Lookout. I think this is the best Fears to Fathom game. I think it's a great horror game. Very fun and cozy, but also scary when you're, like, seated up in the actual, like, lookout area and you're eating the lasagna and it's, like, the dim lights and you're just, like, kind of, you know, chilling. And it was so good. I think the newest one they came out with is a close second, actually. After that, though, they're all worse. Firewatch, also an honorable mention. Similar vibe in the sense of, like, you're in the middle of the woods, but it's not really horror. Good game. Doesn't make the list, though. Number 26, the newest game that is on this list. So the newest released game that is on this list. Schedule 1, I needed to add it. I think that a solo dev being able to be this successful is fucking astonishing. For them to come out with a game that has overwhelmingly positive reviews, possibly in contention for, like, Game of the Year or just some sort of award, matching the sales of, like, AAA, like, games, and kind of putting fear into those big dev companies, or big publishing companies that are recognizing, like, wow, one guy did better than we could with a whole team and way more fucking money. A lot that you could do. The game's really funny. Also very grindable. I'm very excited for the updates when they start coming out with more stuff, because I'll just keep playing it again. Right now, I don't play it anymore, but that's also because I played it for like 20 hours and beat everything. I think the people that don't like this game need to actually shut the fuck up. If you look at the bad reviews, there's a few. Why? Because when you look at the bad reviews, the majority of the people that are like, this game sucks, you'll see they have 18 hours of playtime, and they'll be like, once you hit around like 15 hours, the game becomes dull. I'm like, dog, you got 15 hours out of a game that costs, what, like $10, $20 and made by a solo dev, and he's going to add more to it. It's fucking early access, effectively, and you're bitching. Shut the fuck up. Because the same people that say that will, no worry, buy Five Nights at Freddy's Secret of the Mimic for $40, get 4 hours of gameplay, and go peak, 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 peak. No. You got to understand the levels to this, okay? You're spending not that much money on a game that's offering you as much playtime as some $60 games. Number 25, The Walking Dead Telltale series, specifically the first one. Sad game. Made me cry at the end. It's Walking Dead, which is awesome. Zombie games are really fun. I hope they're coming full circle. I've been seeing that in the Summer Games Fest, a few zombie games are getting released that look pretty good, and I'm very excited. I will say that I think it could be remade today with modern graphics and look better. I don't really like the art style that The Walking Dead Telltale does. I think the Telltale Games art style is not something for me. It's not unbearable. It's not something where they're, like, kidifying everything and making it annoying. It just looks more like I'm reading a comic or like a cartoon, and that's fine, but I really do think that if you have the story of The Walking Dead with Last of Us-esque graphics, the game would be number 10. It would be top 10 if it looked better. And I think that that's just an individual. Obviously, this is all subjective. I think that's even more subjective on just like the art style you really like. But if it was like Last of Us 2 level graphics, it would be way better. Number 24, Super Mario Bros. The new Super Mario Bros. Nintendo DS. Such a stupid name for the game. They just basically added new to it and didn't rename it at all. But it is very nostalgic. The games are very fun. It's simple, but there is some difficulty. And you just feel accomplished playing the game when you finally beat it and you're beating Bowser and you're playing these bosses and unlocking the new worlds. It's just a fun time. It's classic, and I think it does everything well, and it had the multiplayer option where you were able to play with other people. Number 23, the OG Plants vs. Zombies. Lot of game time in this game. For the price specifically, I think this is an example of a game that would physically not exist in modern times. Especially with the way that Plants vs. Zombies has gone down. If PvZ came out with PvZ 2, PvZ 3, and all of their other Plants vs. Zombies games with the same format of buy the game and then you have everything, they would be... PopCap would be way bigger than they are now. They ruined their games, but I think PvZ did it great, where you were just unlocking new plants, you got new zombies, new levels, you had to strategize, and you were able to beat the game in a variety of ways, but it was whatever way you wanted to do. Especially the roof levels against, like, the Dr. Zomb and all the mini-games that they had within it, too, were fucking so fun. So, and then the tree, Crazy Dave, there was lore. You would feed the tree and make it grow. It was awesome. It was awesome. Number 22, Stanley Parable. 2013 is when it got released. I think it was... I don't want to say ahead of its time because, like, graphically it wasn't that amazing. But just the idea was so good. It was very replayable. There's so much more to explore. It's funny. It's weird. It's eye-opening at the same time. You're constantly getting spawned in, and it's making you think on whether or not you want to listen to the commentator who's constantly yapping to you, or whether or not you want to go your own direction. Like, and it also started its own variety of games that are similar. And I don't know. It was just very fun. Number 21, Killer Frequency. This game is in its own category, and it's not close to anything else. It was a blast to play. The reason it's not higher is there's no replayability, but the one-time playthrough was so fucking fun. You play as a radio host that's reporting on murders that are happening within the town. You're learning lore about this city and how it happened. You're a new guy that moved in and you work at this radio station. You're saving people's lives at the same time that are calling into the radio station because there's no police at that time, and they're calling into the radio station for you to save them, and you have to try and help them not get murdered, and they can die, and they do die if you fuck up. And then you just, like, it all makes sense at the end. It feels like you're playing a game that's similar to, like, a Scream movie in terms of plot twists, but you're playing as a radio host that's basically just trapped in a room the whole game, and it's so fucking fun. Number 20, Among Us. I don't think Among Us is, like, Among Us in today's terms isn't as goated, but this is also a top 50 games of all time, and Among Us was the game during the pandemic. Like, this was, 2020 Among Us was the best game that you could play at that time. Being able to, like, play with your friends and just fucking yap. It kind of, like, fixed that social gap where you weren't interacting with people, and it gave you some sense of, like, you know, social interaction. It was also just fun. Being imposter was great. I think it could be lower on the list, but I think nostalgia kind of just bumped it a lot because, you know, look at 5 years back. It was nostalgic playing Among Us. Number 19, Little Nightmares 2, not Little Nightmares 1. I think Little Nightmares 1 is also a good game. I don't even know if I would throw it in the honorable mentions, though. I think Little Nightmares 2 is just way better than Little Nightmares 1. It's scary. I think it's better. I think it looks better, obviously, graphically wise. It's also just a unique premise to a game where you're like a little character running from these big fucking scary ass things and you don't talk the whole time too, which I love games where it's like there's almost no vocals within the game. You're just like, fuck, I'm stuck here and I need to get out. And there's a few games that try to like replicate it, and I think they fail miserably, but they just do so good at it. And I really have high hopes for Little Nightmares 3. I know Supermassive Games is working on it, and they also are going to be shown on this list later, and I'm hoping that they do a good fucking job. The ending's also great, and also tragic at the same time. Oh, and the art style is just amazing. I love the art style. It's creepy. Not claymation, but similar, where it's like that weird, like so detailed and like everything looks goopy and creepy. Oh, love it. Number 18, Get to Work. The best Faldian game. Satisfying and aggravating, but not to the level that it's unplayable. I beat this game. I loved it. It was really stressful, but super rewarding and satisfying. I think what this game gets right that a lot of other Faldian games get wrong is that when you're playing Pogo Stuck or Getting Over It or Jump King, landing those jumps and getting those moves isn't satisfying. But you can go mindless on Get to Work for the majority of the game. You're kind of, it's similar to like CSGO surfing, where until you're at like crazy hard jumps, you're kind of just like vibing. And when you hit those jumps right, it feels like you're playing like just a momentum game. Number 17, Rainbow Six Siege. I don't have a lot of hours in this game, and I've never played ranked, but I've done a lot of tournaments. I've been to the Rainbow Six Siege X event, and I've played a lot of the characters, and I think I need to give it credit where it's due, in that this is one of the most complex FPS games of all time. Getting good at Rainbow is really fucking hard, and I respect people that are absurdly good at it. There's so many characters that you have to learn and so much to get into, but when it clicks, and it feels great. Another side note, and I just remembered this, an honorable mention that's not on the list, but I think it would be if we did this a year from now. Rematch. And I'm excited for when it comes out Thursday because I think it's just a really fun fucking soccer game. I don't think it would ever be like above top 25, but I think that game will be fucking great. Next. Sons of the Forest. This game is just good. It's just a good fucking game. It's so scary too. It's so fucking scary. You're basically surviving in the woods, and you can play solo or with your friends. And you're trying to like build a shelter that you could kind of like gear up in, and you know, basically level up all your stuff so you could adventure further into caves, unlock more lore on why you're here, and you know, finally try to escape. And there's also like a time clock on you need to go now. Like this game gives you anxiety, but the pacing's great, where they're pushing you constantly and the monsters are scaling and the nights get worse and worse and worse and worse every night. There's stronger enemies, there's more enemies, and at some point they'll just overrun you. So you recognize that early in, and you're like, okay, it puts you out of your comfort zone. So you don't play it like Minecraft, where it's like, oh, I'm just going to take my time. I'm going to get maxed out, and then I'm going to go fight big things. It's like, no, you got to go fight this now, even though you're slightly underleveled, because if you don't, the next 2 nights, you're going to fucking die and lose. So I think it does great there. Number 15, FNAF Security Breach. This probably also going to ruffle some feathers. I love the amount of playtime in this game. I think that this is, in my opinion, the most fun I've had in a FNAF game. And I know a lot of people are going to go, what about FNAF 1? What about FNAF 2? What about FNAF 3 and 4? What about Mr. Location? Ass. ass. FNAF 1, 2, and 3 suck dick. They're terrible. FNAF 4 is scary, but it's still basically the same premise of FNAF 1 through 3. Sitting in a room and going is boring. It's not fun, and it gets really dull really fast. It's really easy to fucking beat. This game has story, it has mini games, and it's scary. It's not too scary. I think Secret of the Mimic isn't on this list. It's too new, number one, but it's also too short. I think this game has, what, like a 12-hour playtime, 15-hour playtime? Fun. Just fun. And there's, like, different, you know, there's different, like, strategies to beating each of the characters, and I think that's really fun as well. I don't know. I think it just deserves its spot here. I love, and I put as a note, I love the non-OG FNAF games. I really am a fan of the new FNAF style that they've been going with. And I know a lot of people don't like it, but I think that I can respect a game dev sticking with the style of, like, Five Nights at Freddy's and animatronics, but branching out so it doesn't become boring and repetitive. Because people that are genuinely asking for just a fucking dupe of FNAF 1, 2, and 3 over and over and over and over and over again, it will become Call of Duty, and they'll end up hating it and acting like they weren't the ones that were asking for it. So I like that the devs do something different, and I can respect that. I know FNAF 1 and FNAF 4 are great, and I think they deserve honorable mentions, but this game is just better. It's more replayable than 1 and 4. You could replay FNAF 1 50 times before you even finish this game. Like, that's how much more this game offers in terms of playtime. All right, number 14, Cuphead. This game is fucking hard. This game is really hard, but insanely rewarding. The satisfaction you get from finally pacing it correctly and killing a hard boss is like nothing else. And I love the boss of this game. I don't like games where, like, Elden Ring Night Reign's different, and I think Elden Ring Night Reign is something that I enjoy because I don't like truly open world games. I like boss fights. That's all I want to do is boss fights. I just want to fucking jump from boss fight to boss fight and learn it and beat it. And I think Cuphead is the perfect game that does that, and you play like 30 different bosses, and some of them are so fucking hard, but I don't know, like the Wu Wei, the fucking actionless, or the effortless action of fucking running a boss that you know how it works is just great. It's so fucking rewarding, and there's a story. Number 13, Rocket League. I don't play it anymore, but I do need, just similar to some of the other games, need to give credit where credit's due. I have it very high up because I have a lot of hours in this game. I think that it is a unique game, and I'm judging these games. I want this to be known too. I'm judging these games not in how I would play them today. Rocket League is not a number 13 game right now for me, but it is a number 13 game of all time for me. I have so much time put into this game. It's so different from every other game, and the mechanics don't transfer, which is a downside, but it's also something where everyone goes into Rocket League sucking ass. It's like one of the only games where you go in and you can't be good. You said it sucked before. I think Rocket League is a bad game now in that it doesn't maintain player base because it doesn't have skill transfer. But that's also why it's one of the best games, right? It has two sides of the coin. I don't like the game now. I think the game fell off. But it is one of the best games that I've ever played. Number 12, Until Dawn. One of the oldest Supermassive games. One of the best. I played Until Dawn Remastered on the PC. Wait, actually, no. I played it on PS5. But it is a great game. It's not the best Supermassive game, but I really do love I love story games. I love story games. I love story games that are like 5 to 10 hours long. I think they're great. I love the realistic graphics where you like bounce between characters and have to save their life. I love multiple ending games. This fills every single one of those slots. I think the story's great. I think the premise is great. You're kind of on your toes the whole time of like, who the fuck's the bad guy? What are we fighting against? What's happening? It all makes sense in the end. Number 11, Detroit Become Human. Same fucking reasoning here. It also does a future game right. I think that a lot of futuristic games fucking suck and really, how do I put this? Lean too heavy on the future aspect and not a lot on the story. And I think this intertwines both perfectly. And you do have like a sense of, it's not like a philosophical game necessarily, but you have like a sense of sympathy for the AI clone guy. Like, I forget his fucking name. You have like you want him to be good. You want him to live, even though he's a fucking like computer dupe of like other people. Like, he doesn't exist, basically. Yeah, Connor. It's a good game. It's a good game. I think it paces well. Part of the problem with a lot of story-based games is they drag on, and I don't think this one does. I think the missions all serve a purpose. I'm not really feeling filler content when I'm playing it. And I don't know. It's just a good fucking story. Number 10, Dark Pictures Little Hope. I think this is the scariest Dark Pictures game. Not the best. Oh, no, it is the best Dark Pictures game, not the best Supermassive game, but it is fucking the scariest. It's like, the ending's great. You're basically following, like, the story of people that are a part of the witch trials, which is just fucking creepy in itself. And it has some, like, known actors that are skinned in the game, and it's just fucking, it's so good. It's so good. So creepy. You never know who to trust the whole game. It's not like everybody's together. It's like, who's good, who's bad, I don't know. Similar to Until Dawn. And a lot of the other Dark Anthology games, it's like everybody's working together, and then there's, like, obviously one common villain that you're trying to fight against. I think that's what it was in Casting of Frank Stone, and I think that game fucking sucked. I played it in its entirety on stream. It was the worst Dark Anthology game I've ever played, or the worst Supermassive game I've ever played. I know they were trying to, like, loop in the fucking Dead by Daylight vibe with Casting of Frank Stone, and I think they did a fucking terrible job at it. I really don't think those two should have been looped together at all. But yeah, this is just a good game. All right, now we're fully in the top 10. Number 9. Last of Us Part 2. I put in all caps, talk about cinema. This game exceeded my expectations like 5-fold. It is so much better than Last of Us 1. I don't know how Last of Us 1 is better than Last of Us 2 in people's minds. I understand the anger you could have with, like, Ellie and how the story works with Abby and how they, like, kind of intertwine and, like, why it ended the way it did. And I didn't like that, but I get it, right? Like, that's not what you wanted, but I can respect a game dev doing something that clearly isn't what people would want. I was mad the whole time, but it roped me in, right? It keeping me mad made me want to play it more. You also end up liking Abby the more you play the game and the more you have to play her. The graphics look great remastered. This is specifically Last of Us 2 remastered, by the way. Great story, good fighting. It's fucking scary. You have to like conserve your ammo, pace yourself perfectly. And it's long too. And I love games that have that length and are still able to like rope you in the whole time. Number 8, It Takes Two. I think this is the best duo game ever made. This is a game that I would say all couples have to play and should play. I have not beaten it, but I'm like 75% through the game with Brooke right now. We play it like once every other week, but I'm having a blast the whole fucking time we're playing it. She's stressed out, but I love it. It's like, this is a game that non-gamers can get into, and Brooke does play it with me, even though she's not a big fan of, like, you know, games in general or video games in general. It's vibey, right? The story's kind of like you don't really care about it. You just kind of like want to run around, but the bosses are fun, the puzzles are cool and also enjoyable. It's like not ASMR necessarily, but it's just like a satisfying game. Number 7, The Quarry. The best Supermassive game, or the best game from Supermassive Games. This game is fucking amazing. I have no complaints. None. It should be a movie, and I stand on that. If they're gonna make a fucking game into a movie, it should be The Quarry. Werewolves, creepy camp vibe, a lot of people die and turn, and there's a fucking great story behind it. The old people are creepy, but also, like, you can't tell if they're good or bad. Ugh. The characters that you switch through, some are really nice, some are really fucking annoying, and it makes you want to keep playing. And also, I mean, I don't know. The reason I think this might not work for a movie is because I don't know what story they would do. Because, like, when you play The Quarry, you could get, like, everybody killed, nobody killed, a few people killed, and they would have to, like, hard choose on that. But I feel like they could just, like, poll an audience as to, like, what they should do. And it has London Tipton from Sweet Life on Deck, which ups it slightly. Because I remember when I saw her, I went, oh my God, that's London Tipton. Oh my God, that's London Tipton. They put her in the game? Brenda Song? Yeah, I don't know her actual name. Number 6, Mafia Definitive Edition. This may be too early to throw it up here. But I saw there was a few people rambling about how they hated this game when I played it. I loved it. I loved it. The story was dude, I felt like I was watching like The Sopranos, man. Or like some fucking shit like that. Like, it was so good. I know this is a controversial pick. Definitive Edition, not OG Classic Mafia, because the Definitive Edition looks amazing. I think the missions are fun. The story's great. The whole time you know shit's gonna hit the fan and you're just waiting for it to. I love how they started the game at the end of the game and he's telling the story of his life and how he got to this point. Oh, love it. And the ending's so sad, but so good. It's just, it all roped in. And dude, Paulie, best character ever. Paulie, best character ever. And his voice, so annoying, but it works. So good. So good. So good. Number 5. Now we're really in the top 5 here, chat. Nearing the end. COD Black Ops 3. This is the only Call of Duty that got futuristic, right? This had the greatest skins, the best zombies, in terms of like custom games, and like people even still play BO3 Zombies today. Multiplayer was super fun. I loved the movement. I loved the abilities. The meme factor of like the victory dances were great. This was the last Call of Duty that I had the itch to play. And I don't think Call of Duty will ever succeed in getting that from another one of their games again. They milk the fuck out of Black Ops now. They just came out with Black Ops 6. This year they're coming out with Black Ops 7, which I think is just a terrible marketing move, but they're just fiending for fucking money. So it's upsetting, but I think this is the perfect end of the series. I think Black Ops 3, if they did Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, and done, that would have been like a movie. Like a movie trilogy. It could have been great. They were all good. BO1, BO2, BO3, all great. All great games. And BO3 would have been the great ender. They fucking threw the bag with BO4. What was Black Ops 5? What was Black Ops 5? Oh, Cold War. Cold War was BO5. Yeah, fuck that shit too. That was a terrible game. It was like moderately better than the other ones. But like if BO3 is like a 9, Cold War was like a 7. BO4 is like a 6. BO6 is like a 6. All right. Anyways, multiplayer peak, great zombies, great skins, only future good COD game, does future 2. Yeah. Number 4, BO2. I feel like I got some cliche picks in the top 5, but you know, I got to stay true to my beliefs here. I think Black Ops 2 is the greatest COD ever made. personally, I think the guns feel the best out of any Call of Duty. I miss the trick-shotting era of COD. This is where I really got into Call of Duty with FaZe and Jev and Adapt and Rain and all the guys that would fucking have thousands of hours into this game. Have a lot of memories playing this. I remember the first time I ever played Black Ops 2 Zombies. I was at my friend's house in his basement, and I was fucking so scared. So scared the whole time. I remember I would be just fucking terrified. Playing custom games and split screening in BO2. I remember playing fucking BO2 on the Wii. Or was it BO1? I don't know. I remember playing Black Ops on the Wii too. And so like BO1, BO2 really hold like a place in my like Call of Duty era. But I think BO2 really takes the fucking cake there. And the music, the soundtrack, dude. Yeah. This is COD. This is COD. When you hear this, and you load up that game, and you're like, and you're getting ready. You're getting ready. And talk about toxic. Talk about the fucking worst community ever. But, like, you went into that game knowing it was, if you got on the mic, that shit was going to be dirty. I was a squeaker then. So especially for me, I was like, dude, I was going to get fucking mauled if I ever fucking went, what's up, guys? And it would just be some fucking 30-year-old man, shut your bitch ass up! And then he would call you the N-word. I didn't like that part, but, you know, that's a known part of Black Ops 2. Yeah, anyways, number 3. Top 3 here. Fortnite. Kind of obvious. Kind of an obvious pick. 2018 Fortnite was peak gaming. It is the most nostalgic game outside of number 1, which I think people will be able to guess. I don't think they're going to be able to guess number 2, but number 1, fairly obvious. Victory Royale was nuts. Y'all remember posting your fucking victories? Posting your fucking victories? Okay, my chat knows number 2, too. Yeah, posting your Victory Royale, bro. The fucking, I think the era of 2018 gaming, I think a lot of people miss that time just because of the life they lived at that time and how, like, simple life was then. But I think more so, too, the game was just so addicting, man. Like, getting home and getting on and just either solo queuing, playing duos, playing fucking squads, whatever it was just fucking fun. You and your friends had your own little drop spot you picked when you were solo. You had your own camping spot. Building wasn't too sweaty, so it was you were able to do it. When they came out with build mode, it was like you got handed a fucking lightsaber. Like the amount of power you were just given was crazy. It was so good. I never played Save the World, but I just know that 2018 Fortnite was fucking awesome. The Christmas season was great. I remember the events then were so like big and everybody would talk about them. I remember Fortnite Mobile. Oh, dude, a great era. A great era of gaming. Okay. Number 2. These are obvious picks now. Grand Theft Auto 5. I think I have, I don't know how many hours. Thousands of hours in this game. And you got to keep in mind, this is like potential number 1 game. I have not played the story mode. I've probably played an hour of the story mode when I was like a kid and I just got the game. Online alone brought this game to number 2. I have not played the story. We're going to play it on stream before GTA 6 comes out. This is an endless game. Endless game, in parentheses, reaching its end right now. I think what they did with constantly adding new updates, new ways to make money, new things that you needed to get to be able to get money, to get something, to unlock something, to get a car. It made the game too complex and, like, monotonous. But it was still fucking great. The music in the car was awesome. The customization was awesome. Grinding missions, grinding heists, playing with your friends, fucking calling up Lester, customizing your car, doing car meets, just randomly running around online and killing people. Awesome. And Remember Cars versus Snipers, races. Oh, all those random fucking custom games. Amazing. Full throwback. Like, dude. Like, no changes I would make. Number one, we all know what it is. The game. Minecraft. Not my favorite game right now, but a game that I genuinely think I will never stop playing. Modded basically gives the game unlimited potential. Pixelmon, zombie mod packs, random mod packs, different dimensions, and then even just the game in general. I think Minecraft also has the most nostalgic hold on me out of any experience I have ever had. I'm talking in life. Minecraft, the music, when I hear that music, every part of my being when I was a kid was playing Minecraft. Minecraft YouTubers, Minecraft PE, Minecraft PC, multiplayer, prison servers, factions. All I did was like, oh, I just love Minecraft. Like, the fucking, is it C? Wait, which one is it? This one? Yeah. That or this. It just makes you sad. Yeah, here it is. Bro, like being a kid. Did you guys play Minecraft PE? That was like my first intro to Minecraft. I remember not knowing how to like I didn't know how to fucking smelt iron. Like I didn't know how to do anything. And figuring that out, and when they had like the netherrack, like the reactor instead of the nether portal, bro. Like that, and there was no caves, and you'd play on like 100 by 100 world. Dude, it was just so fun. I remember like the most entertained I ever was like watching Minecraft YouTubers play like Pixelmon, Hunger Games, fucking rant like Bayesian Canadian, Jerome ASF. Like, dude, just fucking playing Minecraft, watching Minecraft, everything. Modded Minecraft, Dan TDM, dude, fucking popular MMOs. When you would watch Sky Does Minecraft play Prisons. Or like it would be like Prisons, but they were like role playing. Oh my god, such like this game transcended. The reason this is number one is just it's limitless. Is the surface level is there's a never-ending level of what you could do in this game, right? You could build houses, you could progress, you could try and start a zoo, you could fucking try and build an underwater fucking a temple, whatever you want to do. You could creative. Some people played, but you could do anything, man, in this game, anything, and it was so fucking fun. Minecraft on the Xbox. Minecraft on the Xbox. When you would start your week-long world with your friends, everybody would max out. Somebody's diamonds would go missing, and then all-out war broke out, and it was like you were now divided into factions. You were either a part of a fucking team that was defending you and you guys were living underground, or you're cooked. Like, it always starts out peaceful and then it ends terribly. And it was like cinema. It was just a movie. Oh my god. Okay, what are other games? Last thing that we're going to get into other content. What are other games that you think should have been on the list? I know Red Dead Redemption, Castle Crashers. I have Castle Crashers. I've played Castle Crashers. I didn't play it enough, so I couldn't put it there. I feel like that's fair though, where it's like, okay, yeah, I didn't have it enough. Mario Kart. I think there should have been a Mario Kart that was on the list. Oh, I'm downloading a game. Am I lagging? I'm lagging. I am lagging. God of War, Fall Guys. You think Fall Guys top 50? I think Fall Guys is good, not top 50. BO2 I had on the list. Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2. honorable mention. Spider-Man. I had Spider-Man Miles Morales as an honorable mention, and then I forgot to add it to the list. That's good. That's a good game, though. Uno. I wanted to add Uno, but that's not really a video game. Like, I actually thought about Uno. I want you to know I thought about Uno, and I thought about Risk. Those are board games originally. I could do a top 20 best board games, and Uno would be on that list. Like, you could have, like, Uno, you could have fucking, you know, Risk, you'd have Monopoly, you could have Life. Like, there's a lot of good board games, but I wasn't going to include any of those on a gaming list because they're not video games. They're first and foremost board games that became video games. Okay, do we want to do some philosophy pre-gaming?